did that. Right? It was enormous. You know, everything was coordinated. It was like, it was enormous. You know, there was nothing, you know, it was just perfectly synced. Now, what's telling about that is how much of expressive capability is in children. I mean, how much is in there that children can get out if we give them the vehicles to do that. Now, if you imagine the way children learn things that they learn naturally, like language, for example, right? I mean, children learn language in a way that has several features that I want to point out to you as we think about this, about teaching music to children or to adults. And that is that learning language is highly goal-directed. Right? If you're learning a language, your goal is to convey things to people. And having a language allows you to do that more effectively than just grunting and pointing and gesturing and screaming and crying. Right? Because if you're a little kid and you want something and you have no language, all you can do is go, right? And anybody who's ever babysat a kid that's not your own and you don't know what those things mean, you know? And they're like, and you give them the toy, and the milk, and well, tell me what do you want? So it's advantageous as a human being to develop language, because then you can say things to other people and they can understand what you have in your own head. Right? Now, that's what music's for. Right? Not necessarily communicating ideas like, I want that milk or whatever, but you convey something to other human beings. So, if in fact the way that we taught language was the way we taught music, no one would ever learn to speak. Right? Because what we're going to say is, well, we're going to learn a lot of vocabulary. We're just going to memorize all these definitions of all these words. We're not going to actually convey anything to anybody. We're just going to remember all the words. And by the way, we're going to diagram a lot of sentences too. And we're going to conjugate a lot of verbs. You know? And then a couple of years from now, we're actually going to talk to somebody in this language. Well, first of all, most people are going to drop out before they start talking to other people. And most of them are not going to remember all the stuff that you've been stuffing in there because they haven't used it in any meaningful way as they're learning it. So here's a major theme of what I'm talking about today, about human memory and learning, is that the way memories are encoded initially has a great deal to do with how retrievable they are later on.